physical malady or anything that would indicate that he had any kind of a mental ailment brought on by that blow to the head that he took while he was digging the stuff in the field. So it did look bad. He did hurt himself, but from what they saw, you know, they looked at his brain, and if I'm not mistaken, they're the same people that looked at what was left of Jeffrey Dahmer's brain after he got his head beat in. You know, they looked at that to see if there were any kind of discernible physical or, you know, maladies or anything. But, you know, it's one of those things. You can only look at a brain and tell so much by it. Back in the old days, you know, the Western times, you know, frontier times, they used to think that criminals had a different brain from people that were not criminals. Like their brains looked different, you know, all that sort of thing. So it was almost like a throwback to that. But I missed some of it. Did she get into the incest thing?
Yes.
That's supposed to have happened?
That was actually one thing that she kind of, she said, you know, obviously it's not 100% true, but she kind of subscribes to that it was probably a legitimate thing as to what was going on there, is because of some of the people she talked to, and I don't know, she had facts to support it. It's one of those things you'll have to look into and hear what I'm talking about, but she explained it pretty well. I always felt like that was probably a legit thing, but also I kind of felt like if I say that, I'm grasping at straws, and you know, maybe there doesn't need to be a reason, but that's as good a reason as any as to what happened, or at least the start.
Stella said that she overheard it. Her mother, Jetty Lawson, right before she died in 1928, right before Jetty did, right before the murders happened, and she said that she had heard it from other people, that Charlie knew of it, and that Marie knew of it, because obviously, you know, it was he was in an incestual relationship with her. So, according to those people and what they said, it was, you know, true as far as they knew, because they'd been hearing about it for months and months and months. And I guess that's not something you can really, you know, keep a secret, especially back then in those towns. My father's from North Carolina, and even the biggest city that he lives in has only got 20,000 people. I think my city is the smallest I've ever heard. My city's got 833 people in it. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I guess in smaller towns that are under a couple million, it's, you know, word gets around easily. You can't really have that many, you know, that many secrets. But I did come to a pretty good stopping point. I don't know if you have time for it or not, but I figured I could send you off on the new year with a little bit more of my book if you want to hear a paragraph or so.
Hey, man, you know what? Go for it.
All right. Well, this is the end of Chapter 5, right as he's made his first kill. And before I get into that, let me preface it. Black Flame published a series of Nightmare on Elm Street novels written by various authors, Krista Faust and a few others. And their reasoning is, and their one rule, you can't describe a death. You can't have it in the books. Because if you go back and read those, there's no details like leading to happening during the murders. Like you can have the after result, dumping the body, but you can't have the murders in the book. Which I think if you try to sanitize Freddy, that's kind of not a good thing, because he's not meant to be sanitized, really. So I find it amazing that those books sold us. I think it's just because it was Freddy, the reason they sold so well, because I wouldn't want to read something, you know, sanitized down, like where, you know, the killer from Silent Night, Deadly Night, instead of an axe, he comes at you with an axe handle put on top of it, like, you know, a stuffed dog toy or something. I don't want to hear about something sanitized down. I want the full unadulterated thing. So in keeping with that, I sanitized it a bit, but you still get the feeling. Because like I said, I'm going to pitch this out to a major publisher. I think it'll work really well, so Andy's on board with it, and you know, he's going to probably be really excited about working on it and stuff and putting it out there. But in case I have to, you know, get it through somebody else, I did sanitize it just a tad. But anyway, last paragraph of chapter 5. He pointed the claws at the boy and flexed the glove at him. Danny tried to scoot backwards on the floor, but there was nowhere for him to go. He was backed into a concrete wall. Freddy dragged the 4 blades across a rusted pipe hanging near the ceiling. They produced a sharp grinding noise, which Danny recognized from just moments before. "It's time to play," Freddy hissed as he grabbed Danny's shirt. the boy closed his eyes and screamed, and in that moment, Freddie knew he had won. So you kind of get that he killed him, but you don't get it in full color detail, you know. So I kind of had to be careful. Like I said, if I end up self-publishing, I'm going to go back and add a whole bunch of just really horrible shit in there.
You're trying to keep it clean.
One of my aunts came to visit yesterday, and I haven't seen her since I was 2 years old. She lives up there near my father, and she read a bound draft of the first 8 chapters of the novel, and she said, I know you love Freddy Krueger stuff, but this book sounds like something that somebody that worked on one of the films wrote, because it's just so full of like detail, but you don't go so far into it as to be so violent and abhorrently gory that nobody could read it. I was like, well, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. You know, I love the blood and gore aspect of it, of course, or else I wouldn't be on these shows, because that's part of what Travis and Vic's Drunken Horror Adventures is all about, man. The gore, the beer, the fun, the drunkenness, you know, it all kind of goes hand in hand, you know?
Yes. It makes me happy.
But yeah, so that's the last paragraph of chapter 5. Like I said, I stopped at chapter 8 in the draft, but I've got up to 10 chapters written. What I do is I handwrite a lot of it first and make notes, and then I go ahead and type it. I'm kind of old school when it comes to that, because I'm probably one of the only people you ever meet that has like a 40-chapter novel about the Loch Ness Monster that was never published. I still have that on one of my flash drives. When it first came out, I bought one of the first flash drives and saved it on there and never published it. So I've got like novels out the ass written, and just none of them have ever been published. But I'm going to get this one done, damn it. This one is going to be published. I don't care what I have to do.
Hey, at least you're committed.
Yes, to an insane asylum. I am.
I'm trying to keep my, I guess this will transition into what's grinding our gears. I'm going to try to not go nuts here, so let me see if I can do this. Because I feel like every time I'm going to go nuts, I'm just going to grab my chest and fall over. But like I said, it's not my heart. I'm good, so I can go wild here a little bit. My whole thought process was, reduce the stress a little bit. And I'm not going to name names or anything, but there are people out there in my life, and again, not naming names, not pointing fingers.
It was me.
Yeah, I was like, what a pain in the ass. No, but there are people in my life that are like, you need to calm down, you need to chill out, you need to lower your stress, blah, 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 blah. But the problem is, they're the ones that make it stressful for me. They don't help the situation. They make it worse. Now, I'm not talking about the toddler because she can't help it, so I'll leave it at that. But my point of the matter is, it's just like, how am I supposed to do that when everybody makes it a pain in the ass? And the other thing, too, Blake, is bah humbug about Christmas, because I do like Christmas just fine, but fuck, man, as I get older, I just get more and more bitter towards Christmas, and not because, like, the concept. I like the concept. It's just that it's such a rat race. You know what I mean? Like, work's a rat race, but Christmas itself is a rat race. We all got to get this much, or else somebody's not going to be happy. And then this whole idea of, well, everybody wants to give, and that's what Christmas is about. Sure, but, by giving, you're just trying to make yourself feel good. Let's be honest. Every act that you ever commit just about is a selfish act. People just won't admit that. So when people are giving, yes, they're doing something nice for somebody else, but they're really just looking for the praise and the pat on the back, my opinion, and I'm kind of an asshole, so take it for what you will. But, like, I don't know, like, I'm almost to the point where people's intentions don't ever seem genuine to me anymore, if you get, catch my drift.
I do catch your drift. There are people that make it abundantly clear they try to fake being genuine so hard that their insincerity just is even more glaring. I find that a lot, especially in the music business, where people are fickle and will drop you faster than a bad habit for somebody else that has, $10 or $12 more in their pocket that they can spend on production or something. They do that. I mean, and it is something. I mean, I don't know how to feel about your genuine crack, though. I mean, I know it wasn't a crack at me or anything, but I mean, I genuinely, I guess I'm one of the few people, even though life has, shit on me from age 5 to about age 19, I guess I'm still one of those people, like, you know, my kids, you know, they're gonna, you know, we do the elf on the shelf thing, and tomorrow morning they also have to gift, you know, a couple of movies the kids like that they've seen that they wanted. So I mean, it does me so well. I don't give a damn if I get anything, but the fact that my kids are happy, no matter how I'm feeling, as long as I see that they're happy, Christmas hasn't lost its meaning, no matter what it means to me personally. You know.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like there's like this pressure on parents today, to where, and I'm not saying I'm never part of part of this problem, so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm above that, I'm better than that. Absolutely. But like where you're almost competing with other people because of what kids, you know, oh, well, this kid got that, what did I get? And it's not even kids' fault sometimes. It's almost what they're trained to believe and what they're trained to expect. I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'm just, you know, I don't know what it is. The commercialization of Christmas, and I hate to be this guy, but the commercialization of Christmas is almost like, and I've been saying this for a few years now, it's just crossed the line for me to the point where it's like, there's a reason why I love Halloween. Yes, there's a commercialization about Halloween, but I could not spend a dime, watch a horror movie, and be just as happy on Halloween. But on Christmas, there is absolutely expectations that have to be met financially. Would you agree with that?
Yes, there are, and the media and the commercialization, you know, as you called it, of Christmas, is led to that problem, because I can guarantee you there was still a financial obligation in 1955, but it wasn't anywhere near as insurmountable as today's. Today's kids, you know, it's okay, you know, the kids want stuff, but now the kids want stuff. It's like, what do you mean you want an iPad? I don't even have an iPad. What are you talking about? You know,
oddly enough, one of the stepsons is getting that very thing or something similar. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's and oddly enough, that's not even what's grinding my gears this week. I mean, I've pretty much come to accept it for the next, I don't know, 18 years. You know, as long as you know the kids are underage and you know not 18 yet, I will be dealing with this. You know,
I guess I'm just stupid, and I'm going to gnash my teeth and claw against it. But you know, there is something special about. You know, the toddler now, she's starting to get to the point where she knows kind of what Santa Claus is. And so there is certainly a magic to it. So I can't take that away from it, and I won't take that away because, again, the concept of Christmas, and I'm not talking about from a religious perspective because I'm not. I'm talking about just from a, you know, just there's a certain magic, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, then you're kind of weird because you got to at least know what I'm talking about on some level. I mean, you know, there's a magic to it. There really is, especially for children, little children, when you treat them right and they get exposed to it. It's when they get slightly older and they get those expectations that I'm like, ugh, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, that's true. And by the way, I have seen the latest pictures of the toddler. She is adorable.
She's crazy, too. She is absolutely nuts. And I will probably wake up.
Mother make beautiful children, and she looks so happy, and that does my heart well to see a child that happy all the time, because she literally looks happy even when she's laying on your chest and vomiting. She's still
or yelling at me. Or she yells at me quite a bit too, just because. Well, I guess I'm a good glutton for punishment, but no, she is. I love her to death. She's insane. And hopefully the terrible twos go away rather quickly because she's not even 2 yet. So, you know, but it's a fun age, even with the craziness.
Yeah, we can always hope. But I mean, Travis, you're not even going to like it. I'm going to go off on a topic. What's grinding my gears this week is people that won't keep their fucking mouth shut about the new Star Wars movie, about how terrible they think it is, or how they want to spoil everything. I haven't seen it yet. Let me go see it. I'm not going to remove myself from social media, but according to these people, I need to because they don't know how to be fucking quiet.
Don't go into comments. That's one of the. I'm going to go see it tomorrow, by the way. And don't go into comments. Don't do things. Because we've got like specials on Tuesdays. Hopefully, it's not fucking sold out or something. But anyway, that's the goal.
Well, I have to change. I have to change my entire internet routine. I don't get on the internet often very much. I mean, I get on Facebook 4 or 5 times a
Yeah.
day, but that's it. The rest of the time I'm either immersed in recording or sending off a music composition or, doing something with the band or being a parent, doing something else. I don't have time to get on it that much.
Yeah, you're not somebody that I would call active on Facebook. There's a lot of people out there that I just see nonsense from on a daily basis, and usually I unfollow them because they're annoying fucks. But, like, you're not one of those people at all.